Hi, and welcome back to Hustle Tiny. This is Kate with you. I'm a finance specialist. So, in case you click this video because you're waiting for some magic trick that's gonna help you get the thousands of dollars like I did, this is not the video for you. This is probably not the channel for you. I'm here for the people who want to learn the tips and tricks on how to make money and they are willing to follow through the process. So if this is you, please stay tuned. I'm going to share with you the tips that I followed. I'm going to share with you exactly everything that I did, and I was able to engage with investors and as well get them to give me tons and tons of money. All right. So if you're new here, there's this little thing called subscribe. It's somewhere down there. Hit the button, and in case you're not getting notifications, there's a little bell as well. It should be on the right side. It's gonna notify you every time I upload a new video. That could be helpful for you. And let's get started. So yes, I am aware that there's some of you who are probably more focused in trying to find out what's going on in my kitchen. That's okay. I understand, it's part of human nature. For those of you who are actually interested in the content of the video, I want to share with you how I have managed in my lifetime to raise thousands of dollars and thousands of euros for my projects, for my events. If you want to know how to get investors interested and investing in your business and projects, let's get started. Haven't already watched the video where I talked about how to get resources, you might want to start there. I'll leave the link somewhere in the comment section or in the description box, so please check it out. Feel free to check it out. It will be a great startup before you watch this video. All right, so investors are human beings like you and me. The only difference is that they're probably more attuned due to experience to identifying opportunities to grow their portfolio, to grow their investments, to grow their financial acumen, basically to get richer. That's what I'm trying to get at. So at the end of the day, even if you want a business or an NGO to invest in whatever you're producing or presenting to them, the decision is made by a human being. It might not be one single individual, but at the end of the day, these are human beings you're going to be dealing with, regardless of how many financial calculators are going to be in the mix. This is the first thing to remember. The first step is to know what value that you are going to be giving to these people and have this value that you're presenting at the forefront of your pitch. For example, you have a restaurant just like everybody else, but what's the difference between you and everybody else? You have a project, you want to help the community. What is the difference between your project and A, B, C, D, E, F, G project? Do you get what I'm saying? So put your value, your added value, your special cause, your whatever extra thing you're going to provide, please put it at the forefront of your pitch. The second thing to remember is you have to approach them. Don't sit behind your computer or sit in your house and expect that magically you will be discovered. Yes, it has happened before, but this is only to the 1 or 2% of people who are probably super outstanding. For the rest of you, you have to get out there and find ways to meet these people and talk to them and get them to invest in you. Capish? The third thing I'd like to tell you is always have a write-up of what your project is about, what your company is about, whatever you're trying to offer. Always have preferably a hard copy write-up, because this is easier for you to present, because you never know what generation you're going to interact with. Maybe they have never been near a computer, maybe they do not handle the computer stuff. You just never know. Okay, so it's better to always have this hard copy write-up. You have a visual presentation, and also include in the write-up what it will take for them to invest in your company. Do not make them have to ask this uncomfortable question. Preferably have packages and say, maybe if it's a project, the gold package costs this much, it's going to provide you this kind of value, and so on and so forth. This is going to save you the trouble of meeting somebody or meeting people, and at the end of the meeting you say, okay, I'm going to drop you an email. More likely than not, that email will never be opened. Okay, So better to always have something to leave, something that is memorable aside from your pitch, okay? Always have your contacts included in this write-up or in the card that you're going to leave them, okay? The fourth thing I'm going to say is network. A lot of you go to gatherings, go to social gatherings, you go to social media, and yes, it says social, but you are not utilizing it to the maximum. You're meeting new people and you're not selling your value. At the end of the day, you have wasted an entire interaction and nobody knows what kind of thing that you do, what kind of value you have to offer. So when there are opportunities mentioned in different rooms, guess what? Your name is not mentioned. Guess what? The people you met could have been of help in gathering investors, or they could have invested in your company or your project, but you wasted the entire interaction. It is also entirely possible that although your interaction was in a social setting, the way you presented yourself and the way you carried yourself was in a manner that would not encourage the other person or the other people around you to risk their reputation by mentioning your name or your business or anything associated with you to people who might provide value, because you are acting in a manner that is unbecoming of their own brand. So regardless of where you are, I know this is uncommon knowledge, but even in bars, it is quite possible to get promotions from a bar, from a party, from this kind of settings where you do not expect it, but people might be watching you to see how you conduct yourself, how you network, and if you are a good representation of the company or of yourself, okay? I personally have been offered many opportunities based on my interactions with other people. I have been offered opportunities based on somebody overhearing a conversation with somebody else. I'm just trying to give you an example. So be sure to represent the brand that you stand for wherever you are. My fifth point is going to be ask for favors, calling favors. Do not be afraid to ask for help. I mean, the worst thing they can do is say no. No is not something that's going to stop you from pursuing your dream unless it's not really a dream, okay? So if one door is not possible to go through, try another one. Your network is your net worth. The people you know might be in a position, even if not to help you directly, but to connect you with people who are interested in what you're offering, okay? So do not be afraid to pick up your phone and say, hello, my name is so-and-so, and we met in this place, and I would like your help with such and such. All right? You never know what's going to happen. Take the risk. Investors, entrepreneurs, whatever you're trying to do is already a risk. You might as well go all the way. Maybe you have a product. Take every opportunity to send your product samples, to present your product samples when you're meeting people who might be interested in what you have to offer. If there is a conference or an event happening around you, take this opportunity to set up a stand, and maybe you can give free samples and with the option of buying more of your product, okay? So what you're giving for free is not going to go to waste, but of course be smart and economical about it. Give value, but also do not lose your value. So my seventh point is this. Once you have presented yourself, regardless of whether this person or this company got back to you or not, be aware and be sure that somebody is going to look up into you. So have your house in order. Make sure that your taxes are paid. You do not have scandals attached to your name. Nothing is in arrears. Like, you need to run a tight ship. You need to be worthy of being represented and saying, I am partnering with so-and-so, I am partnering with this company for such and such, because that is what investors are looking for. They have a reputation to uphold as well, and you should consider the same thing for yourself if you want to make a name, if you want to make a brand. So ensure your house is in order even before, I would suggest even before approaching these investors. So my next 2 points might not be common knowledge, but I'm going to share them with you because welcome to the rich gang. Anyway, the 8th point is, do not rest easy because you have one investor. It doesn't matter whether they're going to cover the full cost of your project, the full cost of everything. This is irrelevant. In fact, Having more investors, or having this one investor, especially if it is a reputable company, will give confidence to other investors to join with them, so that you have more value, you have more investors, you have basically more money. Okay, so do not stop at the point where you say, okay, I have all the money I need, I even have surplus. No, keep on approaching these people until you have maxed out all the people on your list, if possible, even more. So I'm coming to my last point. I started out this video telling you how I managed to get thousands and thousands of dollars, thousands and thousands of euros for my projects, for my events. But one thing they never tell you is that value is value. Do not always approach investors with your hand out expecting cash. Sometimes people will support you in different ways. For example, if you have an event, they can provide food or refreshments for your guests. They can provide material at a discounted price to produce whatever it is that you're producing. They could give you free media coverage. Like I said, value is value. As long as it aligns with whatever you're trying to do, as long as it's boosting your business, boosting your project, it's boosting your event, do not let that go, okay? And always find a way to give value back. Do not give an investor the impression that all you are doing is take, and you do not give value back as well, okay? So if you said your project was going to help 500 people, you should help the 500 people. If you said you're going to help the 500 people, and in return for your investment, we are going to maybe put you in all our communique, you should make sure that you follow through with your promise after you have completed your project. Make sure to communicate actively with your investors during your event, during the course of your project, during the course of your business. Update them on progress, update them on the finished product, send them communique and give a report about what happened at the end of it all. Invite them to be in the shadows, invite them to attend your gatherings, invite them for your meetings. Include and involve your investors actively in what you are doing. This builds faith, this builds confidence in your business and in your project and in whatever it is you're trying to do. So like I said before, this is not my first rodeo. I have vast experience with engaging investors, engaging clients, engaging business to business, engaging business to customer. So if you use the tips that I'm giving you in this video, it's going to help you. It's going to put you already 10 steps ahead of the competition. Make sure you take notes. Make sure you pay attention. Don't forget to like this video if any of the content was useful for you. It also helps YouTube's algorithm to suggest this video to other people to whom this information could be useful. Thank you for coming back to Hustle Mtaani. My name is Kate, and see you in the next video.